Hey everybody, welcome to Robinson Crusoe Adventures of the Cursed Island setup video. This video is intended to walk you through the process of setting up your game in about 5 minutes. So pause the video whenever you need and follow along. First, just place the board out on the table. Next, choose your scenario and put the round marker on the first round. Next, choose one of the character sheets and put it in front of you. Now collect your 2 action pawns and put a wound marker to the left of the wound track. Each character will have an invention, so choose the invention card and put it invention side up. As a reminder, this is the invention side of the card. It shows the requirement of what's needed to build this invention. Once it's built, it becomes an item and you flip the card over. At the bottom of both sides of the cards, it tells you the benefits of this item. Next, go through the rest of the invention cards and pull out the 9 default inventions that have the arrows on either side of the name. Now place them in any order on this part of the board. If you don't remember the inventions, you may want to take a few minutes to remind yourself of the benefits of each invention and their requirements. Shuffle the remaining invention cards and place them invention side up next to the board as your invention deck. Now draw the top 5 inventions and place them invention side up next to the default inventions. Most scenarios start on the beach, and in that case you've already found the shovel. So take the black marker piece and place it on the top of the shovel card. Next, place a white marker on space 0 of the morale track. A very important thing to remember in the solo game is that at the beginning of the morale phase, the morale is increased by 1 each time. That's explained on page 26. Place black markers at the 0 space of the roof, palisades, and weapons to keep track of the levels. When you build the shelter, the roof, and the palisade, you have to use resources in order to build that. And this chart right over here describes how many of wood or fur that you need, and it depends upon the number of players. So the 2 players will require 2 wood or 1 fur. If you're playing the solo variant, you will use the 2-player column. It's a little unfortunate that the chart doesn't span all the way over because this chart does affect all 3 of these things. Now the weapon, on the other hand, requires 1 wood to build. Next, separate and shuffle the adventure cards. The brown ones are the build cards. Place them on the build action space. The gray ones are the gather cards. Place them on that space. And then the green ones are the explorer adventure cards and place them on that action space. Place the 3 brown dice underneath the build cards, the 3 gray dice underneath the gather cards, and the 3 green dice underneath the explorer cards. Place the adventure tokens to the side where you can access them easily when you need them. Shuffle the beast cards and place them to the side to form a draw deck. Shuffle the mystery cards and place them next to the board to form a draw deck. Tile 8 is a double-sided tile. It has a beach on one side and a volcano on the other. The volcano is used for scenario 4 and the beach is used for the other scenarios. Place it right here on the board. The camp token is a double-sided token. This is the campside and that is the shelter side. Place it campside up on the starting tile. Next, shuffle the remaining tiles and place them in a stack next to the board. These are the starting equipment cards. Shuffle them and draw 2 randomly. Place the 2 starting equipment that you chose next to the board and put 4 white markers on the bottoms of the cards, 2 for each card. These are the number of times that those equipment can be used. Put aside the other starting equipment. These are the discovery tokens. Shuffle them and put them in a stack next to the board. I actually prefer to create several stacks and just draw from them randomly. Take the resources, the action and weather dice, and all the tokens and put them to a side where you can reach them easily. These are the wreckage cards. Take the one that says food crates and place it on the right side of the threat space on the board. Put the other wreckage cards aside. These are the event cards. There are 2 types of event cards. One type has a book icon in the top center, and the other one has an adventure icon in the top center, both for explore, gather, and build included in that. Divide up the cards into two stacks, one with all the book icons, and the other one with all the adventure icons. Now shuffle each of the stacks separately. Look at your scenario and determine the number of rounds in the scenario. The Castaway scenario has 12 rounds. Divide that number of rounds by 2 and round up. Draw that many cards from each of the stacks. So in the Castaways, we would have 6 cards from each stack. Shuffle those cards together, so in the Castaway scenario, that's 12 cards, and place them face down in the event space on the board. For the solo setup, you don't modify the arrange camp space. If you're playing with 4 players, place the arrange camp card on the arrange camp space. For the solo setup, you use Friday and the dog, so place their cards and their pawns next to your character sheet. Now you've completed the setup and you're ready to play. But if you're watching this video, you probably need a reminder about how to play. Robinson Crusoe is a complex game with lots of rules. So if you don't know how to play, or if it's been a while since you've played, you may be interested in watching my Play a Turn video to just introduce you to the mechanics of the game.